Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rodney Centeno, and I am one of the representatives of our shop here in Nicaragua. Our shop's name is Taller Centeno, and we do everything from engine remanufacturing or engine reconditioning to just regular machining, right? Anything that has to do with gears, bushings. But our strong is the engine machining world. I'm here with my friend David Pastrana. He is one of our loyal customers, and today he brought us this engine from a Nissan. And this engine, the code of the engine is a ZD30. It's a 3.0 diesel engine, direct injection, and the vehicle came into his shop with serious power loss. He had almost no boost, and he had serious compression leak. So they diagnosed the engine, and they proceeded to disassemble the engine. So they brought it to the doctors of the engines, and we received the engine. We clean her up and we diagnose the engine. It's a regular method that we do here, and then we proceed to make a quote for the customers. But let's take a look at the engine to see what we found. What we see here is a 3.0 engine, right? 4-cylinder that has piston damage. Now, we don't actually know what caused the damage, but as you can see, it has serious scuffing. We proceeded to diagnose the engine and determined that the engine could not go overboard. So we told the customer that the next option is re-sleeving the block. Now with the block, we're re-sleeving the block. We have to first understand how this works. First off, the block is a mono block, meaning that there is no factory sleeve installed in this block. There are two types of blocks. There is one blocks that do have factory sleeves, that from the factory they do come with a sleeve. That sleeve is removable. You can take the sleeve out and put a new sleeve and rebore it and then rehone the cylinder. This block is a mono block. It doesn't have an original factory sleeve. So an aftermarket sleeve has to be installed. This is one of the highest quality sleeves that you can get in Nicaragua. These sleeves are known to have a high Burnell. High Burnells are good and bad. Good if you know what you're doing. Bad if you don't know what you're doing, because you're going to have a hard time machining hard Burnell, especially honing hard Burnell. But since we know what we're doing, it's kind of like a walk in the park. Basically, what is done is we take the measurement of the sleeve and we pass that measurement and we give that measurement to each cylinder in the block. And we actually have to leave it for press fit. That press fit can be anywhere between 1,000 to up to 3,000. We always take into account the thickness of the block, because if you add too much press fit, you could crack the block. So anywhere between 1 to 3,000 is a general rule. We usually do about 2,000 press fit. Every time a 2,000 press fit will always do the job. Once the sleeves are installed, the block then comes back to the machine. It is recentered and then is rebored until taken to about 2 to 3,000 before final size. The reason why we do that is because the final size is done in a honing machine. It is not done in a boring machine. Okay. Once that is done, the block passes to the resurfacing machine. In our case, we have two machines. We have the boring machine, and unfortunately, our boring machine is not equipped with the surfacing equipment. So we have a dedicated resurfacing machine. So what we do is once we resurface the block, you take that into account, and then you proceed to hone the block. I'm gonna take you over so you can see the honing machine that we have. Follow me. Machine is from the brand Sunin. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the brand Sunin. It's Sunin is a company renowned for honing equipment. It's a CK21. This machine is equipped with diamond honing and CBN sticks. This is the crucial part of the block. Why we say crucial is because very few people here in Central America know the effects that the honing procedure has on your rings and your ring seals. Remember, you achieve compression only when your rings seal. Well, you have to give the rings the right conditions in order for them to seal. And understanding that is almost science. Why? Because we have to understand that the honing procedure has certain parameters that you have to follow or that you have to meet. It turns out that ring manufacturers across the world now have changed the recipe on rings. Before, high tension rings were put in vehicles because the surface finishes was not, how can we say this, industrial recommended. So high tension rings was actually used because it was taken into account for the last finish. Well, it's a new world now. It's 2023. We got modern equipment, much more modern than this. And also, the ring manufacturing world has evolved. Now we don't have high tension rings, we have low tension rings. But the problem with the low tension ring is that now the ring needs to see a certain parameter on the honing procedure, on the surface of the honing procedure, in order for the ring to do its job. And it is our job to know exactly how to do that, because the ring needs to see that in order for it to do its job properly. So we need correct depth of the hone. We need correct RPKs. We need correct RVK, and we need correct RK. Those are the three main parameters that the ring needs to see. This is something that has been studied on digital metrology. I follow a lot of good guys that are on the engine reconstruction world in the United States, and I'm very well connected with all of them. And they have been more than helpful in giving me a lot of information that I have been able to investigate and to prove that this is the way you hone your blocks. We have been honing our blocks with this new procedure for a little more than a year. And it has been very, very, very good to see our customers receive. Okay, so with that said, you know, the explanations of the parameters of how it's achieved is because we use diamond honing. This is your diamond sticks. These are super abrasives. These are the new standard in the automotive machining world. And to finish off the cylinders, we use a CBN stick, which is almost like diamond, but it's much harder material. The CBN stick is used for finishing for the plateau finish, right? So remember, you need to have the correct parameters in order for your rings to seal. That is something that the majority of the shops down here don't understand. They're lacking the knowledge, the equipment, and it's something that they have to evolve. If not, they're not going to be their engines for the new modern generation cars. It's just not going to be efficiently machined. You know, the only ones that are going to give good results are the shops that are investing in new processes and newer machinery. Now, this is just the block. Now, let's head over to the crankshaft side. ZD30, right? The crankshaft is cleaned up and is measured to see if it has any deep scratches and to see if the journals meet the factory specification. In this case particular, the crankshaft is good. It has the specs of the factory, and it doesn't have any deep scratches. So what we're basically going to be doing here is micro polishing, which is that doesn't actually take, it doesn't take nothing out of the surface. It just shines her up a little bit and gives the right texture for the new bearings, right? This would be the crankshaft. If we did have to regrind it, we will be using the crankshaft grinder, which is behind me. Now we're going to move over to the cylinder head area. In the cylinder head area, we count with the cylinder head pressure tester. That the pressure tester is a machine that detects any internal cracks. If there are any internal cracks, then the cylinder head gets trashed. Well, we have to tell the customer that the cylinder head is no good and he has to supply a new head. And we also count with the ZD30, the prestigious ZD30 machines. These machines are known around the world in their automotive industry. They do a wonderful job. They bring a self-centering system that is by Cushing and by air, and they also do the 3-angle valve job and even multi-angle valve jobs all in one step, that's a big plus, because the way it was done before, the way you used to cut the seats, it was done in several steps, and that, as we all know, consumes time. And in this business, time is money. So the faster you can get the jobs done, the more you save. So this machine basically is exactly that. It does various steps of cutting the seats. It does it all in one seat. All in one step, which is, that's the big, the big part of the ZD machine, And also, after the seat is cut and the valve is grinded, we also have the vacuum meter. The vacuum meter actually tells us how the mating surfaces are in the seat against the valve. And that is a percentage that we look through here, through the vacuum meter. Accordingly to the vacuum meter, we get a sense of an idea of what kind of seal is between the two mating surfaces. And then we can proceed into another steps. Let's take a look at the head that's over here. This is the head. It's a dual overhead cam. It has 2 camshafts, 16 valves. This cylinder head is going to get equipped with the K-line valve guide. This is a product that I import directly from the United States. We use USA seals, which are silicone based. These seals are very good. Our customers are happy with these seals. And basically, these guys are the ones that get installed inside the original valve guides of the head. And once the guides are installed, it goes to the ZD machine. It gets freshly valve seats that are cut up, measured up, and then we go to the resurfacing machine. Let's take you over to the resurfacing machine. The resurfacing machine, we count with a Berco SM300. This machine is basically it's a dedicated resurfacing machine for blocks and cylinder heads. We do everything from motorcycle cylinder heads to big rig diesel engines. For anything from the Detroit head to a Caterpillar head, it fits here. It can be machined. The machine we use the inserts that we use. We use 2 types of inserts. We use a CBN insert, and then we use a PCD inserts. The CBN inserts are the ones that grind the cast iron heads, and the PCD are the ones that does the aluminum. The machine is semi-programmable. It's not a CNC machine, but it is programmable. Once you put in the measurement of how much the depth of cut is, you can basically leave her alone, and she will do 1 full cycle without actually you having to be there and babysitting her. Now, all of this can be achieved with the right type of equipment, and the right type of equipment with our team. Can't forget about our team, our workers. are highly qualified. They exactly know what we need for our customers to be happy. And that's something that I think is the right formula. We need a team, and the team needs good equipment and state-of-the-art equipment, and that's something that we are always striving for. We're actually going to be the first shop here in Nicaragua to have a CNC machining center dedicated for blocks. We already bought a machine from TNS. The TNS is a company in Texas. The owner is Tim Whitley. A shout out to him. So when he sees this video, we will be having one of his machine here. It is a machining center. It is a CNC block dedicating machine. The machine is able to do resurface, reboring, align cylinder bore, and it also will be able to do milling services. So basically, we're going to be the pioneers in Nicaragua for CNC block machining. This is something that is just, that's something that people are nowadays are not doing. I don't know whether you guys know it, but our trade suffers from lack of qualified personnel. So basically, it's forcing us to go into CNC world. Why? Because we need to fill in the blanks where we need the qualified how do you call it? The qualified people. And since there's no qualified people, we have to look elsewhere. Unfortunately, well, we have to go into the CNC world, but that's something that's beneficiary for everybody because it's more efficient. It's something that can work 24 hours a day, and it's something that is the precision levels are next to none. So with that said, I hope you guys found this information useful, and this is basically a part of the procedure of how we machine blocks here in Nicaragua.